What's up, y'all? Hey, it's Pound for Pound, and it's Toby D. You already know what it is. And I got me a fan with me, man. Another diehard fan besides me and J.R. Clark. And we're going to try to do this with a few fans that we do have in mind, me and J.R. And this the first guy we've been in the making trying to get this going for, about a couple of months now. We've been in contact trying to get you on.
Yeah.
So now he's on. I'm going to call him MC because he told me to call him MC, but I'm still going to make him pronounce his name because I don't want to butcher it off the rip while he's on here with me. So, man, go ahead, MC, man. I want you to pronounce your name for him.
Pronounce Mwalimu.
Mwalimu.
Yes.
All right. So I got it that time, right?
Yes, you got it right.
Mwalimu. All right. I'm just going to have to practice it about 45 more times, and I think I really had that thing down. But, man, I'm glad to have you on. Finally, I get to see you face to face. I know we was supposed to hook up this past Saturday. You went to the open house, and we didn't get our opportunity to do so. But I'm glad you got to go. So I'm already going to come out the gate about the open house and ask you about this 100-yard club, they call it. I call it the 100-yard bar.
All right.
So what was it like, man?
Well, it's not a bar. The 100-yard club is pretty much, it's nice. That'll be my hangout spot too.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. That'll be where my seat's gonna be at the 300 level. Because it's on the 300 level. All right. It's near the Falcons bench area.
Okay, got it.
And like every 10 yards, there's a player profile column.
Okay.
So you got players like Devontae Freeman, Vic Beasley, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. You got Grady Jarrett. You got True Fun. And they even got a column for Dan Quinn, too.
Okay.
And they got their what college they came from, the stats, and, just FYI information.
Okay. So some of the places you took a picture of.
Yes.
It looked like some of these liquor venues had their own section, like Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Absolute.
Yes.
And there was some other ones. Is that all part of the 100-yard club?
Nope. The 100-yard club. The 100-yard club has. They only have two bars there. They have Reds, and then they have another bar. They on the opposite ends of the 100-yard club.
Okay.
And in the middle, you got food places. You got a restroom. You got hangout spots. So it's not actually a club. It's not a bar like everyone thought it was at first, because everyone thought it was going to be a 100-yard bar. But I think they took the word bar out and just made it to a club, so they make it fan-friendly for everyone of all ages.
Right, right.
So,
well, I'm glad you cleared up that because that's what I had been thinking it was all along, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that has not been explained to that thought the same thing that I was thinking all the time when they mentioned that. So I'm glad that's cleared up. So now, what are the other things that you saw that caught your eye?
Okay, well, I'm gonna start when my visit. When I first got there, the front porch. The front of the stadium is nice. Like you go in the gates. When you go in, there's that that big Falcon statue. It's real nice. It's huge in person. It looks small in the pictures, but I'll tell you, like just going up to it, it's huge.
They're like it can swallow you.
Oh yeah. And then also they got the Rise Up, letters, and they also have the Atlanta United letters spelled out as well. You can post up and take a picture of, and they have access to the team store, which I'll get to that later on. And they also have Ring of Honor outside, like the former Falcons players.
Right, I saw the pictures. Some of the pictures you sent.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Now, so would you say from being at the camp, they kind of incorporated some of the Rise Up, the big, how they had the big statues posts out there. So they kind of, would you say they took some of that and incorporated it into the Mercedes Benz Stadium?
Yes, they did the same thing. Yes.
Okay. Now I saw you had some pics. Was that the 300 level where you can see the city?
I took pictures on both the 200 and the 300. You have a 200 level bridge and you have a 300 level bridge.
Okay, got you. All right, now, before we got on, you mentioned something about negatives, which is kind of hard for me to fathom. You talking about some negatives from the MBS, but I'm gonna let you point them out and put them out there.
All right. Well, you know, it's a first year of the stadium, and so you're gonna have a little trial and error. You know, things they got to work with. But it ain't that. It's more positives than negatives. But I go with the negatives first, and we can just go with the good later. I remember when they first had the food, you know, the food options out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big varsity fan. I love the varsity.
Okay.
All right. They don't have a varsity there. I know a lot of people, you know, complaining about Chick-fil-A's not closed. Chick-fil-A's going to close on Sundays. You know, I can live without a Chick-fil-A sandwich on Sunday. It's not a big deal. You know, they got other events there. You know, United playing there, college football games, high school football games, and concerts and all that. So, you know, people will get their Chick-fil-A fits in a different day of the week. Okay. But I talked to one of the ushers there, and I asked them about the varsity. They said they're not gonna have a varsity there. And not only that, but also Subline Donuts. I don't know if you heard of them before.
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, they're not going to be that either. So I think a lot of places they backed out. Either they might back out. Another thing they may do, you know, I think the varsity, they have like a food truck. They might post a food truck park it outside the stadium on game days. Who knows? They may still do it.
Okay.
And my biggest negative is, well, two biggest negatives is, one of them is they have nothing for the little kids to do. Like me and my nephew walked across the whole stadium. Like the only places we didn't go to is like the VIP areas. You know, they're not gonna let us go in those.
Right.
But yeah, but like there's nothing for the kids to do. You know, you have SunTrust Park. You know, you have Phillips Arena, and even the Georgia Dome. They had like little areas for like kids. You know, to play. You know, throw the football or catch. You know, small things for the kids to do. You know, because they when you take a kid to a game. You know, it's kind of hard for them to sit there for 4 quarters and watch the game.
Right.
So, but like I said, that might be a trial and error. They may add something later on for the kids to do. You know,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, you know, I have 2 small kids, and, you know, if I take my oldest to the game, he's 7, you know, I would like for him to, you know, during halftime, go play a game or something in the stadium. So, but that's one thing.
Okay. So, not much for the kids to do at certain times during the game period, basically.
Yes, I didn't see it. So.
That could be a bummer for some people that count on that. So what is your other thing?
The other negative is team store. The team store looked nice, by the way. It does. I thought it was going to be a little bigger, but you know, you can always. I like to buy my stuff online anyway, because you go there to the stadium, you're gonna be paying double than what you're paying online.
Right.
So it just need to be tweaked a little bit, because when I went in there Saturday, it was a long line. Like it was lines outside the store, and when you went inside the store, there was a whole other line. Like I'm talking about like Black Friday lines.
Wow.
And like I thought they had it's a 2-level store though. And I thought that one level was gonna be for the Falcons and the other level was gonna be for United. That's not true. They have their stuff mixed in together.
Okay, gotcha.
So, you know, I would prefer one level Falcons and one level United. So that way, if I'm a fan going in, if I say, okay, well, I want to buy some Falcon stuff, I know which level to go to instead of me walking around the whole store.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
And then they only had like 6 or 7 cash registers. Yeah, they might need to add a little bit more in there, because that line was long.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have people from all over the place coming here, especially during the first year of the stadium opening. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like on Saturday night, albeit a preseason game, because it's the first game officially for the Falcons in that stadium. I'm actually curious to see how many people are actually going to be in there, because the way you sound like it was a lot of people at open house on Saturday.
Man, I thought it was a game about to play. That's what I thought. It looked like it was about. Seriously, like it looked like they was about to play a game.
Wow.
That's how packed it was.
Wow.
That's how packed it was. Because like even the food, the concession lines was packed and long. Like, you know, like I said, I think this was just a trial run. That's why they did the open house, I believe. They want to see how everything was gonna flow with, thousands of people inside the stadium, because before then, they only had like media people coming in and, special guests.
Earlier during that week.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Any more that you want to let the other fans out there know about that haven't got the chance to experience it, or should they go to a game, and what they can be looking for?
All right. Like I touched on the positive. We already talked about the 100-yard club and the front porch. Each level had a theme. Like the 100 level, you had the Georgia high school helmets.
Okay.
And they 200 level, they had an area called the AT&T perch.
Okay.
It's like near the west end zone level. They had these little, they look like church pews.
Okay.
Right? But they're not church pews. They got cushions on them. And I think they had like a good 16 TVs. And they told me that, say for instance, the Falcons play at 4:00 in the afternoon. Well, they gonna let fans in early, and they can watch other games that are playing at that time, around 1, 2 o'clock.
Oh wow!
So I thought that was neat as well. And then and they also had TVs, and they had like little chairs and stuff too in that AT&T area. So that was nice.
So basically what you're saying, you don't have to wait until the game is getting close to start for us. You can go in earlier and actually watch other games that are on in the 1 o'clock hour.
Yes, that's what they told me.
Okay.
Because right now they try. I'm not gonna say they're trying to eliminate, but I think they are trying to eliminate people tailgating and get into the game. Cause a lot of Falcons, like I've been to Falcons games before. The stadium don't get packed to like towards the end of the first quarter, because people try to pile in. They trying to put up their grills and everything because they've been tailgating outside. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get everybody to come in early, and have everybody on their feet before kickoff. Oh
yeah, and I mean that makes sense, man. We trying to reestablish a winning culture in a new stadium. Like we had the first 5 years of Matt Ryan's career. Yeah. So, if we can get everybody in, I know about that too, man. People coming in at the end of the first quarter after coming out from tailgating and filling up the stadium. Now, we need y'all in this year. We need y'all in. So, okay. So what else did you see that you loving, negative or positive?
Well, I'm done with the negatives. It's way more positives than negatives.
Okay.
So I talked about the things to each level. 100 level, you have the high school helmets, and then they also had some different art, posters and everything too, pictures and stuff. 200 level, AT&T perch. 300 level, of course, is the 100-yard bar.
Right.
Speaking of 100-yard club. Speaking of bars, every 20 yards. On each level, there's a bar. You remember I showed you those pictures of Heineken and Absolute, Bud Light, Busch. Like every 20 yards, there's a bar. There's an open bar area. And I think that was neat. It had a theme too. And they had like little areas like where people can like belly up to like a little bench and watch the game.
Wow. I mean, they're going to make sure definitely that you do not miss the game wherever you go.
Yes.
And if you're losing, which Lord forbid we lose a lot in this stadium, you probably won't know it till the next day, because you're going to be feeling real good coming out them balls.
Oh, man. Yes.
See, that would have been good the 2013 or 14 season.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We need. I don't even drink, by the way, but yeah, I get what you're saying. So.
Wow, man. That's cool, man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it this year, but I'll tell you what, though, man, you're giving me a lot of insight. Yeah. So when I do go, I'm going to know exactly what to look for.
All right. Yeah, there's more to it. That's like two or three more things I need to talk about. But like every 20 yards, there's a bar. Like each level has a theme, like from certain different alcohol or beer company. Okay. There's tons of food options, like they said before. It looked like they got a lot of barbecue places in there. Because like when you walk in, it smells like barbecue. It smells like you're in like a barbecue joint.
Okay, I want you to stop right there. I'm so glad you said that, because you mentioned something about tailgate earlier. So do you think that this is another way to maybe deter people from tailgating so they will be more wanting to come in since you got a lot of barbecue places already? Like I saw the pictures of Jim and Nick's, Fox Brothers, which I have not had the luxury of having yet. Wish they had a Fat Max in there, but hey, it is what it is.
Exactly.
But I saw a lot of those barbecue places that you spoke of. So I'm wondering if this could be something that they're trying to entice people. And I know people love to tailgate. And I know they love to tailgate, and they've been doing it. A lot of people, this is tradition, family tradition, been doing it for years, decades, since the Falcons been around. But is this a way that you think they might be trying to get people in early, like you were saying? If some of them don't have to tailgate because they know their barbecue's already there.
I think that is. I think they trying to get rid of that because here's the thing: they have a lot of places there. 1, 2, the prices are affordable. Mm-hmm. Like a pulled pork sandwich, I seen it was like $8.
Okay,
that's good.
Yeah, it is.
That's good, and it's you're gonna find the same prices at the store, which they didn't lie about, and I hope they don't change the prices after the end of the first year, But yeah, I had the barbecue nachos there, and it was good. So the quality of the food is good, and the price of the food is good.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and also every seat, because we went, like I said, we went on every level. Not only we walked the concourse, but we also went in the seating boat. Okay. Even 300 level, like we went all the way up to the top. It looked like every seat in that house is close to the field.
Wow. And you know what? When you send me those pictures, that is exactly what it looked like. It didn't matter where you went. From the pics that you showed me, you can get a great view from anywhere. Yes. And that is real cool. Yes. Because usually you have to go down on 100 level when you go into the MARTA station or whatever, when you get a closer look, the game by the end. But now it seems like from what you sent and you just confirmed that you can get a great size view from anywhere in the stadium, man. That's great. Yeah, it is. It is. And we was walking out, this one more thing, we was walking out the stadium. Oh man, I seen purple and gold, a Vikings fan. And I had bust them out. Oh no, you did. I bust them out. I said, hey, who let him in here? And everybody said, yeah, who let him in? Who let him in? Because we were chasing them down. One people, because he was with, I guess, his girlfriend, which is a Falcons fan. Okay. But, I said something like, hey, this is the first time they let fans in. You can't be doing that to us. You can't be wearing that. You can't be wearing that, But even some fans even said, like, hey, you trying to tell the lady, hey, I'll buy you a beer if you break up with him. You have to do this. Oh, wow. I ain't taking that far now. That was just too much. But yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, he wanted to see what it was all about, and more than likely he was enticed because of his girl. Now, however she was looking, I'm sure he wasn't going to turn it down and not go. Yeah, they just opened up, the Vikings just opened up a stadium last year. Right, last year, so right. He might be just trying to compare, our stadium to theirs, which I'll be honest with you, our stadium way better than theirs. Right. I haven't been in there yet, but I'm about convinced that it is, especially with that Halo board. Oh, yeah. And it looks bigger in person. Like, pictures doesn't do any justice at all. Like, you actually got to go there and actually, see. Yeah, it's huge. And that column. Wow. 100-foot columns. Wow, that's great, man. Man, I can't wait to get my opportunity to go into a game. I want to see what it's going to, because Dan Quinn already said it's going to be a lot of parties in there, and I see why, because one of the things I saw in the picture, it had a Harris. Casino in there. Yeah, that's on the 200 level. They got one on each side, I believe. Okay. One on each end zone. That's on the 200 level. So, yeah. Wow. Man, that's pretty cool, man. Anything else you want to share about it? Because I do have some things I want to get to. Since I got you on here, I want to talk to you about pertaining to the NFC South, stuff that I know you've heard. And are you actually buying the Kool-Aid of some of these teams that are being hyped up right now? So if there's anything else you want to share, go for it, man, about the stadium, man.
That's it about the stadium, I just want to tell people, if you have the opportunity to go. I think the cheapest ticket right now, you're looking at is playing like the divisional teams, speaking of the NFC South.
Okay.
So, I plan on going sometime in November, December, late. Around that time, we should be clinching the playoffs, clinching the NFC South.
I'm with you.
As usual. So,
hey, man, before we go to this NFC South talk, like I said, man, look, like, share, comment. Please comment, because we always want to be able to connect with the community and everything like that. Like, we got MC on here with us, and I'm not going to try to say his name just yet. I'm not that confident just yet. I try to do it when I'm not on here. But once I get confident, we get him on again, then I will be more confident to do it. Right now, I'm going to call him what he told me and gave him permission to do it. That's MC. So y'all want to call him MC, call him MC. But we got to jump into this NFC South since I got you on here, because I want to get your perspective, because as you know, I'm sure you've been listening to ever since Christian McCaffrey. You know who I'm talking about, them kitty cats. Mm-hmm. He's been pumped up as the NFL darling, juking everybody, Are you buying the hype?
No, I'm not buying the hype. And let me tell you why. It's the preseason.
Okay.
It's a preseason, and they haven't played a defense like ours. Our defense is fast. He say he's fast. Okay, cool. But he hasn't played a fast defense like our Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
You got people like Duke Riley will be on his head. Deion Jones, even Devondre Campbell. Even we seen Vic Beasley in the preseason, pursuing to the ball.
Right.
And also Jermaine Grace, Miami linebacker. So we got some fast linebackers. Not only that, he's not going to run it up the middle because you got Grady Jerry and Dontae Poe right there waiting for him. Right there waiting on him, ready to eat him. Exactly.
I feel the same way, man. But, of course, for some reason, Atlanta Falcons, it's kind of like they put us in, we were temporarily holding the NFC division because the Panthers have temporarily taken a step back. But now, all of a sudden, you have some pundits saying that the Panthers are supposed to be able to reclaim their throne because they won it 3 seasons in a row. Mind you, the second season they won it was a losing record. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't care how you look at it. 7-9-1, that's losing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish we could have won the division that year. We'd have won some games, in particularly the Detroit Lions game in London. You're up 21-0, and you just let them come back and win that game on you in the last closing seconds. That's not cool. But I don't want to go there. I'm gonna leave that alone because I can talk about that 2013-14 season all day long. But do you feel like, even though we were as dominant as we were on offense last year, and I know our defense came on late, that we're still being put in a position to where it was a fluke?
I don't think we was a fluke. Like, we were supposed to be in there in the first place. Let's be honest.
Right.
But as far as calling the fluke, no, because as you seen, even when Dan Quinn first year came, we were 5-0 the first 5 games. All right, something happened. Those 7 game stretch, something happened. Okay, and I think Matt Ryan got out of the rhythm. Because first year under Kyle Shanahan, it was a growing pains, and we went 8-8. Okay, last year we went 11-5. Now we could have had a better record, but because I went to the Kansas City game, we could have won that game, but something happened. But if you've seen the past few draft picks I'm not talking about people some teams just focus on first round or first and second round. Quinn, he's been looking at every single pick we get.
Right.
And work. He makes miracles off those picks.
I agree.
I think we're going to do good. We're going to win the division. Lord forbid if we don't, it'll be due to injuries.
Right.
It won't be any like managing the clock issues. It won't be anything like that if we lose games. It's going to be pretty much going off injuries.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Because I've been thinking this over in my mind about Cam Newton, because as you very well know, he has not thrown in any preseason game yet. Do you remember the year about RG3 when he was coming back from the knee injury? Mm-hmm. And he said he didn't need preseason games. He can just practice. And when that season started, he was horrible. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that even though Cam Newton has not come out and said he don't need preseason games because his coach is keeping him out, do you feel like it's going to hurt Cam Newton and he could potentially have another horrible season not having any throwing sessions with his new guys?
Yeah, it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him. Mentally, Cam Newton mentally is not a good quarterback. And you hearing that from me. Like, me and him around the same age. Matter of fact, he went to Camp Creek Middle School in Atlanta, and I played against him. Okay. All right. So when he gets hit, it's over with. Like in his mind, like, you know, he gotta try to run. And remember when we had Vic. Right. All right. Same thing with Vic. After Vic got hurt and he was out that season. He came back, he did good that 2004 season? We went to the playoffs?
I think it was somewhere like that. I can't remember, man.
It was 04 because it was Jim Moore. He came in as the coach and took him to the playoffs, to the NFC Championship. So, yeah, it was 04. It was 04. Yeah, I believe you're right. But after that, you know, Vic numbers just started going down. I'm talking about passing. I'm not talking about running, but passing. He's not accurate on his throws. Like, I think Ken Dorsey is his quarterback coach. And they just ain't been doing a good job with him. Now, yes, 2015, yes, he was the MVP of the league. But he had two things he had to think about. Well, to think. One, they had a great defense that year. Right. All right. Two, they didn't have a hard schedule.
Double true.
They didn't have a hard schedule. And we beat them. We had their first loss of the season. Yeah, we did. So, yeah, but like Carolina, I'm not even going to say on paper they look good, but Carolina, they don't have a chance. They don't even have a good chance to win a division because they don't have a defense.
Oh, so are you actually going on record right now? On record and saying to all the Panthers fans who might listen to this that they don't have a defense?
They don't have a good defense. They got Luke Kuechly, and yes, they got some members on the line. But as far as DBs that can stop Julio, Taylor Gabriel, Mohamed Sanu, and do I need to go on?
No, you ain't even gotta go no further.
Austin Hooper, you know, even our running backs catching the ball. You know, I don't think they have enough depth in their defense to be good.
Wow. Hey, man, y'all heard it from MC.
Do you agree?
I actually do.
That's all I need to know. Because I know I'm not talking outside of my neck. I know I'm not.
And that brings me to my next team down further south. The Atlanta Buccaneers. Because that's basically what I call them.
Yeah, because they like the 2000 but 11 version of the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you buying into their roster? Do you believe the hype that their roster is actually all that it's been pepped up to be for the last 3-4 years since I can remember them continuously hyping them up even before Jameis Winston got there?
Well, offense, they okay. If I got to get them a grade, I get them a B. I get them a solid B. Not a B plus, but a B. They still need They still need a depth on that line because if they don't get that line fixed, Jameis Winston gonna get ate up. That running back, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of one of the Buccaneers, but that running back ain't gonna do it for him. He's not, because didn't he get in trouble last year or the year before last?
Got in trouble last year, and he's also gonna miss some games this year. 3 of them. Doug Martin.
Yeah, they gonna have to get rid of him. So yeah, they got Mike Evans, and then they got another wide receiver. Is it
they went and got Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson
gone.
Yeah. So they got Deshaun Jackson. All right, defense. And this is who I'm going to get the credit to for their defense, building their defense. Lovie Smith.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, Lovie Smith was there 2 seasons, and then they kicked him to the curb. Then they brought in Dirk Carter, and Dirk Carter brought in, who's the defensive coordinator?
Mike Smith.
A person who don't believe, he said on record, he said sacks are overrated. Sacks are overrated. So right there, that tells you a lot about his defensive mind of how he thinks the game of football should be played.
Right.
So if you feel like sacks doesn't matter, yeah, they're going to be in for a long season as far as on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, they got a good core linebackers. They do. You know, I like Alexander, but that's about it. You know, and then they corners, you know, I think they've been in the league for a long time. They got Grimes. Did he get hurt?
He is hurt right now with that knee injury. He had a huge gash in practice that caused him to have to get stitches. Excuse me. They took some of the stitches out, but he still has some stitches in. He probably will not play a preseason snap.
Yeah.
Vernon Hargreaves has not looked bad, but he showed that if he doesn't get that post route down, 2 times Henny threw it at him, and both times should have been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He could not defend it to save his life. And the post route is one of our most favorite routes, especially run by Julio Jones.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get ate up. He's going to get burnt. He's going to get burnt. No doubt about it. But, yeah, like, as far as their defense go, yeah, they need help on that. Because I seen it under Lovie Smith. He was slowly but surely building that defense up.
Right.
But they got rid of him, and then they start focusing on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, I mean, when you got a team like the Atlanta Falcons doing what they're doing, of course you would focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, here's my thing, man. I've been watching the Hard Knocks too, by the way.
Oh yeah, they got the Hard Knocks curse too. So yeah, that's one reason they're not gonna make the playoffs.
Well, my other thing is this, and I know it's the preseason, but some things are telling if it's consistently happening in the preseason. And I'm going to be curious to see how they do against the Cleveland Browns in this area. They struggled in the red zone both preseason games.
Yeah.
Your first team units only put up a total of 9 points, and that's 2 games. That's 2 games. You only scored 12 points total in both games. If you think that you're getting better in the red zone means I'm going to high point the ball to Mike Evans and O.J. Howard, you got another thing coming. Because you tried that in this preseason game and it didn't work.
It didn't work, yeah. And then, too, they played Cleveland, all right, which, to my knowledge, they don't have any good DBs on there, right?
Well, they got to play Cleveland Thursday.
Oh, okay, they play Cleveland.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the dress rehearsal. And Cleveland's defense, to be honest with you, actually looked pretty good against the Giants.
Yeah, they did good. They did their thing. Yeah, they did their thing. But like, who did I haven't been following Tampa Bay on this preseason. Like, who did they play the first 2 games?
Well, they played who was the first team they played? They played the Cincinnati Bengals the first game.
Okay.
And then they played the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they had a joint practice with. Because you know when Mike Smith was here, he loved the joint practices with other teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it seemed like every year we were playing Jacksonville Jaguars.
He used to coach in Jacksonville. That's why. So.
Right. So apparently he's carried that over there too. So him and Dirk Cutter, they practiced with the Jaguars the whole week leading up to the game.
I just don't understand, why would you want to practice with the Jaguars? If you want to practice makes better. So iron sharpens iron. You want to practice with a team, practice with at least a respectful team, like say Houston or some team that made the playoffs last year. You know,
right?
That just doesn't make any sense. But oh well, I digress. But
it is what it is, man. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
And, I know our coach, he got to, be politically correct. He called the division a bear and, being a tough division. I'm just not buying it.
Yeah.
I don't buy it, especially with our last team, New Orleans. Are you buying them going over 7-9 this season?
Man. That's all I could do is laugh at that. That's all I could do is laugh. Like, oh man, like, let's start with their defense, if they have one. Like, man, and then also the injury bug is high down there in New Orleans. Like, it's like almost every week, the past few months, someone's been going down with the injury.
Right. Especially on the O-line.
Like that, the O-line. I'm trying to figure out like why Breeze and just say, "Hey, man, I'm about to just call it a career." Like, cause he's gonna be running for his life this year in that backfield.
Especially dealing with the line we got, man. I really believe this line is gonna be serious this year.
Exactly.
And deep.
Yeah. But like they wide receivers, they got Thomas. He's good. Snead, he's okay. I know a lot of people give him a lot of noise because of that hit that he took from Keanu Neal back last year, but he's okay. But as far as that line, that offensive line, like I told you, it's going to be kind of hard for Breeze. And I honestly believe that this is going to be Breeze last year because he's been playing since 2000.
Right. Yeah, he's been in there a long time. He's been in the NFL for quite some time. He's been with the New Orleans Saints for quite a minute. It may be him and Sean Payton last year.
Yes. Well, Sean Payton, I think Sean Payton been trying to leave for the past couple of years. I think he's trying to still keep his contract with the Saints. But it's like, and you can just look at how Sean Payton's been coaching the past couple of years. It's like he's not even trying anymore.
It's like he's not there. It's like whatever. He's going through the motions to me. And I've been peeping that too.
And I honestly think he doesn't have any power of like personnel on the team because the players they've been drafting, it's like you scratch your head and say like, why did they get this person? Like when they drafted Lattimore, all right, I'm still scratching my head. Why would you draft Lattimore and you had Derek Barnett right there?
Mm-hmm.
And look at Derek Barnett in Philadelphia, killing it. He has, like 3 or 4 sacks already in these first 2 preseason games?
Wow, I didn't know that, but wow.
That's impressive. I mean, that's my pick for the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
I love Tack, I love Duke, and I love my boy Casey. But, yeah, Barnett's going to be Rookie of the Year. Calling it now. But, yeah, like, I don't understand why they didn't draft him. Because they need help on that D-line.
Right.
Like Lattimore, he played at Ohio State. It's like every year they draft someone from Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm just not buying it, man.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get over 7. They might get 8-8. I don't know, but I don't see them winning this division. I don't think they have enough, and that defense is going to get embarrassed when the season starts.
Look, they're going to get killed by Tampa Bay. They're gonna lose Tampa Bay twice. They may get lucky to get a win out of Carolina in New Orleans, but we beat them twice.
They done.
And we're gonna beat them bad. We're gonna beat them bad.
I'm with you.
Because I'm just getting sick and tired of the fans talking about 28-3, and I'm saying to myself, we swept y'all last year. And y'all been 7-9. You know, they always want to talk about, oh, well, we have a ring. Okay, well, that was 2009. Now it's 2017. Like, get with the times, you know.
Hey, man, I mean, you know, I don't even pay none of them no attention. That's the reason why I don't really respond a lot anymore. I'm pretty much done with that because we're gonna unfortunately have to live with that 28-3 for the rest of our lives, and it's not gonna die down until we at least win one.
Yeah, and it's gonna be real soon. It's gonna be real soon. My prediction is we're gonna win the Super Bowl within these next 5 years. We'll win 1 or 2 within these next 5 years. Because if you look at how the contracts has been spread out,
right,
we're going to keep a lot of talent on the team. And I think this 5-year window is good because Matt Ryan, yes, he getting up there, but he has a good 8 years left in him.
I believe that.
And I feel like he just now peaked.
Exactly.
He just now peaked. So he's going to get better. He's going to get better. And we have a lot of players, and then we building up that defense into a monster. Offense already a monster.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to go ahead, man. I think we can call it right here because I already see we can talk about the Falcons all day.
Yes.
And, but, man, hey, listen. I'm glad to have you on here and finally get to meet you face-to-face, get to see me face-to-face. And we hope to get you back on. Hopefully me, you, and JR can all get on together, man.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave it right there, y'all. Comment, subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff, man. Talk about them Falcons. And let's rise up, man. Pound for pound, Toby D, MC, we out.